I think the importance of teaching is changing. With the introduction of fees, it has changed the dynamic in the relationship between members of staff and students in all sorts of different ways, but also the relationship between departmental teaching and departmental survival. The fact is that teaching is now the major source of income for departments. And it would be all too easy to be in denial about that, but that's the world in which we live. And the importance of teaching within departments is changing as a result. I think the focus is becoming much more an acknowledgement that, okay, research is great, but it has to be in combination with teaching, and that the two need to combine as mutually complementary. One of the challenges there is that you're always going to get people who want to do research and who don't want to do teaching, whether that's because of promotion or because they can't teach. That's never going to go away, but I think there are things that can be done to try and alleviate that, whether it's peer observation or it's changing promotion paths, or it's about, the assumptions that inform teaching in a particular department, that it is given weight and it is given importance, and that those who want to phone it in are not allowed to phone it in. That's very difficult for departmental heads to deal with. That's an ongoing thing, and it'll be an ongoing thing in every department in the country. I think there's also, further to that, the emphasis on what kind of teaching. If it's a department, a curriculum which is based upon simply delivering stuff. So, okay, here's the curriculum, and we're going to work through a load of material, and it's all about delivering the material in a really passive way, then you've got an approach to teaching which is utterly dull and which is not going to inspire students and which is really counter to the basic tenets of a university degree. If you've got a curriculum which is delivered in a way which is about active learning, which is about student participation, which is about capturing their imagination, then you've got a teaching and learning environment which encourages good teaching and learning. That becomes a snowball effect, where you end up with a department which is all about doing things well. I think there are pressures there, particularly with increased contact time, particularly with kind of customerization, to deliver teaching which is too passive, too much about mass teaching, it's too much about, what's efficient. Well, efficient and good don't necessarily go together. There's a kind of qualitative and quantitative incompatibility, shall we say. So I think in that sense there needs to be a kind of a feel for what's best in terms of delivery for a particular curriculum, not necessarily what can we get away with or how can we stick as many students in a room as possible and so on. Those are pitfalls, and they're also pressures, I think, from outside departments.